And we're back again. Hello, it's XP Galore. We're your host, Raphael.
I am Marcus.
And I'm Daily.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Not much.
We just get kind of quiet here sometimes because every time we think we're ready to go, Mr. Daily has to say something, and it just kind of zones out our brains for a few seconds.
Yeah, I'm always on like defense mode.
Yeah.
It's like the Windows restart button. Do.
Yeah, my brain hurts. My brain cell starts
The reboot.
We're fine, and then Daily says something just out of left field, and our brains just go, doom.
You know, I need to make like a Twitter that is and just call it Dailyisms, and we can just tweet out whatever I say ridiculously during like the podcast or pre-podcast, and just let it happen.
I feel like
And we can call it Dailyisms.
in a month's time we'd have enough to post for 6 months.
Yeah,
Hey,
Daily has like dad jokes, and I'm the dad here. Yeah,
That's
he has
the
more dad
quality
jokes.
content that people on social media are looking for.
Dad jokes?
No, Dailyisms.
Okay, daily dad jokes.
Speaking of quality content, just real fast, what's the deal with sea shanties being popular these days?
Really?
Have y'all not heard that?
No.
No.
I know on TikTok they got kind of popular, but like for a while there, I think it's died down now, but for a while there, sea shanties were becoming super popular.
Really?
Yeah, and it wasn't from a video game perspective. I thought that's what it was, because, you know, games like Assassin's Creed love to throw sea shanties in there these days. But, like, now, it just seemed like it's a thing. Like, I see it on Instagram. So it's like a challenge or something. So, somebody will walk up with their phone to record it. It's a group of guys, and they're like, sea shanty, go. And they'll just, like, immediately just break out into song no matter where they're at. And they sound amazing. So I doubt everybody sounds like that. But I just think it's super cool.
The only thing I've been seeing on TikTok is the Amazon leggings and like the little mood octopus. Those are the only things I've been seeing on TikTok.
Okay,
I have
that was like a completely freaking U-turn for me. Like, we went from shanties to pants. What's going on?
so,
What are we talking about?
So TikTok, a lot of TikTok users have been advertising these very specific pair of leggings.
From Amazon.
Yeah, females, not males.
No, males have been doing it too.
Have
Like,
they
they've been
really? I
doing,
haven't
like-
seen the male ones. I've only seen the female ones.
So yeah, so I'll
I'm
have to send it to you.
oblivious.
I'll have to send it to you. So basically, like what the guys do, they're like, so I bought some of these leggings that like my wife had been really wanting, but I bought them for me to see how she would react, as kind of like a pun to make fun of the women that are doing it, kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically it's these, and by the way, this is no promotion for these leggings whatsoever, people. But yeah, basically it's these leggings that make your lift your butt up and make them look bigger, because there's like a seam in the crack that like lifts it up. And so like there's just been a lot of people like trying them out and doing like wardrobe fashion shows on TikTok and seeing how their husbands or boyfriends react to them wearing it.
That's false advertisement, though.
Touche.
We gotta stop that. That's not good.
It's not, because like if you buy yourself a good outfit, you know, you want to look good in it. And
Okay, so you're telling me I'm gonna have to buy pants that emphasizes my bulge.
Well, I mean,
And
that's really what you want to do.
stop you for
I don't
doing
mind
what
it.
you want to do.
I would buy an.
I don't
buy
mind it. I don't need it. I'm just saying.
I have.
Well, you can do that.
I have a friend who she has recently bought them, and she has told me that they are not a scam, that they legit do what they advertise to do.
Okay, so women can wear these contraptions that I guess improves their physiques. Yet when they take it off, what happens?
So,
Well,
but yeah,
I mean, I don't have an
and
answer
the
for
octopus.
you.
That sounds like a lie to me. It sounds like, you know, like it's like one of those like I don't know. What if, I'm just saying, a what if moment that you meet someone, you're like, wow, this person is amazing and beautiful. And again, everyone's, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm more of a personality person, so it's okay. But I'm just saying, if you put so much things that are just false and then remove it, isn't that like considered a lie?
Well, I mean, women do it all the time with their nails and eyelashes. So,
Look, here's the thing: we're not gonna get into that kind of conversation, okay?
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is a
yeah.
gaming
Let's just
podcast. This is a gaming podcast.
Yeah, that's a cheat code. That's a cheat code. That's how we're gonna introduce that. That's about, you know, like improving your skill set, I guess. I don't know.
And the other thing he mentioned, just very quickly, the other thing he mentioned, the octopus, is it's a mood octopus. So like
for women,
it's like a little plushie. It could be for anybody. It doesn't have to be for women. But it's this little plushie, and it's blue with a smiley face. But if you are not feeling good, like if you are in a bad mood or you've had a rough day and you want to be left alone, or just any sort of like negative mood that you might be in, and you want to let your partner know this, it flips inside out to become a red.
It makes itself look angry.
Yeah, a red angry face octopus.
Wow, that actually would save a lot of relationships. Because men are terrible at reading women's emotions, and then they see that octopus, they're like, oh crap, hey baby,
time to
what's
go
going
get
on?
chicken nuggets and let's go.
Well, there's also a lot of the women will throw it at their significant other to let them know that either they're like happy or like they're angry on TikTok, and then so I'm like, okay, but I feel like maybe you should get one for your daughter so you can read her moods, like if she wants to maybe hang out with you or if she wants to be left alone, you can just.
Do I really want to know though? Do I really want to know? What if it never changes and I'm like, it's broken?
Well, I mean, it might help with the the issue and stuff like that. So
True.
I think maybe it would help you guys kind of come together. So like if she's happy, you would know that you can maybe be happy, maybe go to the park or something. But if she's feeling kind of down, you can kind of like get her some Chick-fil-A or be like, hey, you want to watch a movie or something like that. So that way the mood is kind of set.
I love me some Chick-fil-A.
So, dude, I love their original chicken nuggets with the Chick-fil-A sauce. I used to get that all the time in college.
Deluxe, man. Spicy deluxe, dude.
You remember that, Marcus, right? The little Chick-fil-A at our college. I'm not going to say it because I don't want people to stalk us, but yeah. I just remember that little.
How can they stalk you? You don't.
Yeah, we're no longer there
in the state anymore.
You know what's funny? We were on that state, and we're not in that state anymore, so we'll be fine.
It's true.
Chick-fil-A right around the corner from that college place.
No, it was in the college.
Yeah, like the little food court thing. Yeah. So speaking of mood octopus, what is everybody's mood octopus color today? How are we doing? What have we been up to?
Blue. Smiley face.
What's blue?
Blue's good.
Blue is smiley face. Red is sad, depressed, angry. But the blue is smiley. Yeah, I'm just having a good day, man. I mean, I got up. I did a nice little 2.5 miler run. And then I finished off with, I got these stairs outside my apartment. I had a 100-pound sandbag, and I just had that on my back, and I went up 10 times. And then I did some squats with it and did about 5 rotations of that. And then did some errands, and now I'm here on the podcast. So I'm feeling great, man.
Daily's daily workout.
So
I did the exact opposite.
How's yours, Marcus?
I did the exact opposite of that. Oh, I'm just hella blue octopus right now. And here's why. I am so comfortable because back in the beginning of December, pre-orders went up for this official from Microsoft, an official Xbox Series X onesie, and it came in today. And it is so comfortable. Like you look at it, and I ordered a small because I'm a short person, right? And I looked at this thing, and I was like, this is literally built for LeBron James. There's no way I can wear this. But you put it on, and it just like magically shrinks to your body. It's some weird material. I don't know, but like
Back to the Future. That's that button.
That's it. That's what it is. Yeah. Like so, it has regular pockets on the sides, like deep pockets to put your hands in. But there's a front left pocket to put a phone in. Or something, and there's a front right pocket that's wider and is designed for an Xbox controller to go in, and it has a hoodie on it. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to come out of this thing.
I was about to say, I think we lost Marcus. He's going to really be a official 100% hermit.
I'm definitely going to have to wear this on my next stream, just because of how comfortable it is. But oh yeah, and like the right sleeve is like it's got this red fabric on it, and it looks like it's that kind of color that would glow under a black light.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm great. Rolf,
what about you, Rolf? What's your plush?
What's your color?
What's the color codes? Talk to me.
It's blue or red.
So it's just blue. Blue for happy, red for like angry, sad, or depression.
Okay.
Like what's your status right now? Like how you been today? Are you blue or are you red?
I am lost. That's my status. There's a lost status. Like I'm chill. I actually very relaxed. But
so you're blue. So you're happy.
I guess
right
I'm
now.
blue. Is that happy? Really? I don't sound happy.
Yeah.
Is that happy? Really?
Well, I mean,
Tired, sleepy all the time.
Well, are you sad or depressed at all today?
I guess it's a mixture. But you know, I guess can the colors combined?
That's
No.
called 2021. It's when this is a sad mixture of both.
That's called the purple plush, and we don't have that. That's the
We don't
premium
have that
edition.
one. All right,
That's the premium edition.
my emotions are very confused right now.
In the gaming news, I wanted to bring this up real fast before we get to our topic. Just saw that it was announced today that Sony has greenlit a live TV show of Twisted Metal, and it's going to be with the producers and writers from Deadpool and from Cobra Kai.
About
Nice.
time. About time. That's gonna be like Mad Max every week, right?
Yeah.
I guess so. Like, it's been, I think it PlayStation 1 days since I touched a Twisted Metal.
Oh no, I stopped at Black, Twisted Metal Black. Oh, and the PSP one was the last one, right? I think the PSP one that I played.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I even touched Twisted Metal Black, to be honest with you.
Oh, you're doing it again, Marcus. You're hurting me.
Rolf, I can never
You are hurting
make
me,
you
Marcus.
like me anymore. I can never.
I'm telling you,
impress
that list is getting longer.
You know what I feel like now? I feel like if any of you remember from Captain America: The Winter Soldier, like the first few minutes when he's talking to Anthony Mackie's character Sam, and he's like, "I'll put it on the list," and he pulls out this little notebook and he has this long list of things to catch up on from his 75-year ice hiatus.
Yep.
Like, I feel like I have to have a Rolf notebook now. And like, I'll put it on the list, and it's gonna be like Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mario this, Mario that.
That's right. Keep going. You're missing some.
Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver, Pokemon.
Don't forget Twisted Metal.
Eh. Anyways, how do you think like a Twisted Metal show would go? Like,
I think it will do good. It's gonna be fascinating because that show should be action packed the whole entire time. It's about just murder, death, kill, and vehicles. So that's why I said it's gonna. It kind of looks like it may have this feeling like Mad Max with the latest one. What was the latest one with who was the main character again?
Fury Road, like Mad Max Fury Road. That was Tom Hardy that played him.
Tom Hardy. There we go. Tom Hardy. Yep. It's probably gonna feel like that. Tom Hardy's gonna be Sweet Tooth. No, he's not. Don't quote me on that.
So, but I think it'd be a bit like you remember those movies Death Race?
That's another one. Yeah, I remember that one. They made who was the first?
They made like 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, but the first one was with Jason Statham, right? Was in one of them?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jason Statham was in the first one.
So. Yeah.
And then after that, it just got weird.
I didn't care for the second one, honestly. I thought the first one was good. I give it like a 6 out of 10. But then the second one, I was just like, like. I
didn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't watch it because it felt like one of those straight to DVDs, even though everything's going straight to streaming and stuff. But
and the third one went straight to the third one went straight to Netflix.
Yeah, that's like the Scorpion King. All of a sudden, there's like 12 Scorpion King movies. I don't even know.
Speaking of which, this is like a tangent thought. But I was just like in my living room. I went and got a protein bar, and I was walking back in before I did the podcast, and I saw the movie Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. And I was like, I forgot this was even part of that franchise because that's how horribly I thought that movie was. And like it was just on the TV, like it was just on like one of the TV channels in the living room. I keep it to keep my animals engaged when I'm in the room doing the podcast. I like to leave the TV on so they don't suffer from anxiety. But I was walking out and I was like, I forgot this movie even existed in like the Fast and the Furious franchise. So that's how I kind of feel like with Death Race.
Oh,
I never saw the Death Race films, but I've seen every Fast and Furious.
Oh my god, Marcus! I'm kidding. It's fine. I didn't watch them all.
We gotta make a list of what makes Ralph rage.
At this point, I'm just raging all the time. What's the color
we
for
haven't
rage?
Played or haven't seen.
Rage is
blue.
Rage
red.
Rage is red.
We figured out my color, guys. Red. It's red.
Now,
yeah, that's why it was in between. I had a feeling I was gonna go red. Like, we need to get that octopus and pass it around.
we'll just put pictures of our plush color
Yep.
in the show.
Mine is broken.
That's awesome. Man.
Well, okay. Well, anyways, yeah, I just felt like I was gonna bring that up. I found that kind of interesting. Again, I don't know how Rafa is gonna take this, but I haven't seen the Cobra Kai show either.
Hey! I'm with you, buddy.
Okay,
I'm with
okay,
you.
good. We're on the same page there. But I hear I've seen
the first season. It was actually really good. I thought it was very positive. The actors did really well. Could it be better? Of course. Could it be worse? Probably not. The way they made it. I'm not going to ruin too much about it, but it's a good show. It's very engaging. It makes you engage, and you have to stay focused. Which I remember my buddy Anthony and I talking about this in college. I was big on I didn't care about dialogue back in the day, and I just wanted action. But as I got older, I've joined the 30 club. Like everybody else on this show.
How dare you? I'm just 21 years young.
Yeah, I'm practically 19 years old if I shave.
And I'm Vin Diesel. But yeah, so no, as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate the dialogue in TV shows and movies more, rather than just the flash and the action and all that. And yeah, like I said, that movie that I hope you guys have watched, but probably not. But Blue Ruin, I was really into the dialogue with that movie, and thought it was really well. And so I've been kind of every show now, if it's just not or movie, not show, unless it's a really good show. But I'm really focused on the dialogue now with the characters and stuff like that in TV shows and movies, especially originals, like Amazon originals, Netflix originals.
Yeah,
I've been kind of more engaged in the dialogue because we all know the flashy movies that were oh yeah, this was a really good movie that had great combat scenes in it. But I've been really just focused on switching gears and kind of becoming more of an analytical understanding of TV shows and movies by just watching originals and understanding dialogue a little bit better.
I'm proud of you. That's good, Daily.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
You grew up. Yeah. You're finally a true man. Congratulations. Now it's not a coloring book or a book with pictures only with explosions and stuff. Now you actually are reading the pages. That's good.
He's graduated to a 2 or a 3 color Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's not just coloring whatever I want on the book. Now I'm staying inside the lines.
Oh, and using the correct colors too.
Yeah. So
that's like the orange belt in adulting.
Really? That's awesome. That's what I like to hear.
You're getting there.
I don't have a scale. Yeah. I don't have an exact scale for what color belt means what or how well you're doing in the adult world, but we're just going to say that that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is, I guess.
Hey guys, we have a special guest today, don't we?
That we do.
Guys, let's give a warm welcome to our producer and friend, Anthony. Hello, Anthony.
Hello, Marcus. Hello, Daily. Hello, Raphael. How are you guys doing?
What's up, Dragon Fate?
That was so legit. That was so sincere. Perfect acting. I love his acting. He gets me all the time.
Yep.
Yeah,
how you fuckers doing?
We're doing good, man. Good. Why don't you go ahead and tell the people that are listening who you are and what you do for a living?
Cool. So yeah, I'm a brown guy, 31 years old. Been living in America for the past 13 years, primarily under a bridge. And I've been struggling to make a living as an actor. And anyway, that was very depressing. I'm an actor. I'm an actor, screenwriter, and my girlfriend and I, we both run a production company called Real You. And that is kind of the nuts and bolts of it. What's up, guys?
Yeah, just to give the listeners and viewers a little perspective here, Anthony is a mutual friend of all of ours, and
yes,
correct.
He was the one that kind of, Daly and I knew each other in college, so we knew Anthony that way as well. But
Anthony's my best friend.
No, it's not a competition.
No. But we're not gonna go down that route, guys.
But yeah, Anthony got us all together last October, and brought the idea of the podcast. So this is, in a way, kind of his brainchild as much as it is Rolf's or myself's or Daly's. So we're glad to have you here finally, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad you guys are doing this thing, man. And honestly, it sounds like you guys are having a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm glad we're doing this. So thank you for having me on. Yeah.
Actually, I just want to clarify. The only reason why you're on is because we need a fourth player because we're playing
that's
Galactic.
Primarily it. Which by the way, I pitched for months and no one listened to me. And then now you guys are playing it and you're realizing how fucking awesome it is.
I know, because it was free.
You're welcome.
because it was free.
Okay.
Microsoft gave it to us for free, so now we're
Oh,
happy.
there you go.
So, see, it works
There you
out.
go.
We just had to be
But
patient.
but you gotta admit the game's also fun. It's pretty.
It
It's
is.
very, very fun.
Also, real quick, Anthony.
Yeah, so-
A couple episodes ago, we talked about we were talking about having a gaming addiction. Tell the audience some of the games that you've quote unquote geeked out on, where you've played hours and hours of.
Okay, I'll give you the quick recap. World of Warcraft was my biggest sin in life. Definitely in college, I played that shit obsessively. I had a spreadsheet that I used to keep track of the in-game market. Primarily this software that I also use called Auctioneer, where it would list all the market prices for underpriced items that I would buy and then flip. And I did that pretty much for 5 or 6 hours a day with my then roommate Ryan Daly. You remember Ryan?
Yeah, I remember Ryan.
He was the one who introduced me to that poison. And yeah, a lot of Left 4 Dead with Raphael. I remember that too. Back in the day, that was also
Dark Souls.
another. Yes, Dark Souls. And Marcus and I shared a mutual obsession with the Mass Effect trilogy, which I think still holds up. It's a fucking badass trilogy, and I really hope they turn it into a TV show someday.
They're actually making a Legend Edition.
Legendary
Edition that's coming out in March, where you can relive it on PC.
Worth it.
I haven't played it. I only play part one. That's it.
I want to ask something real quick. Can I ask something?
Yes.
Marcus, what do you love about the Mass Effect trilogy?
Is this a trick question? I feel like you're setting me up for something.
No.
What do I love
did it-
about the Mass Effect trilogy? I love the interconnectivity of the 3 games. How what you do in 1 goes into 2 and 3, and I love it as a sci-fi space opera.
Nice and concise. Love it. Just wanted to see. Good
Okay,
shit.
awesome.
The Daily.
What's up, big man?
What's on the docket tonight? What are we talking about?
So today's episode of Deep Rock, as you guys can see in the background, we are going to be talking about, has microtransactions like ruined video games? And by ruined meaning like take the fun out of it. And for me, I mean, everybody will have their own perspectives, but I kind of want to give the audience how much money in 2020 that video games made off of microtransactions. And there was only about a 17% difference, which I know everybody's going to be like, oh, that's a lot when I put these numbers out there. But there's only a 17% difference between 2019 and 2020 because of the pandemic. So it really wasn't a huge increase. But, I mean, when we're talking about this amount, it's pretty huge. So Activision and Blizzard, because as you know, Activision bought Blizzard, their combined microtransaction alone, just for that company, was $1.2 billion last year. Okay. Now, if you know 2K, which is like big into golf, Borderlands, all that stuff, they combined for $410 million in microtransactions, and EA Sports alone. Okay, alone.
Go ahead.
They also hit over $1 billion in microtransactions last year.
Yeah, I think EA is like a master of microtransactions.
So if you think about it, those 3 companies alone, and we're not talking about other companies either, those 3 companies alone made $2.6 billion off of microtransactions. So I just want to go around and hear your guys' thoughts when you hear those numbers. Do you think, and based on your own personal opinion, if you've played games that have microtransactions, do you think it takes the fun out because of the advantages you get from it? And I'm not talking about skins. I'm talking about with the battle passes, getting extra incentives and XP bonuses and all this. Do you feel like it ruins somewhat fun if people have an advantage? Because as we know, Activision was found that if you buy more skins, they put you in what's quote unquote bot lobbies, making it easier to beat people. So I just want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on microtransaction. And we'll start with Marcus. Okay.
So first of all, I want to shout you out, Daly, for doing that research. That's really awesome that you looked up all that stuff for us. All those numbers are that's quite an impressive number. So my thoughts are kind of split on it because as far as cosmetic stuff goes, I absolutely cannot disparage that, because as long as it doesn't give you any sort of gameplay advantage, I don't care what you do with your money. Reason being, good example is I play a lot of Apex Legends, and I have spent buku money on those Apex Legends packs, which it's just their in-game loot boxes, and all it gives you are either materials to buy other cosmetics. It'll give you in-game cosmetics for your characters, or it'll give you just other things, but it's all for show. None of it is any sort of gameplay advantage. So I don't think, as long as it doesn't interfere with somebody's gameplay experience, then you're fine. I think, I can't come up with a specific example off the top of my head, but I think there's been times when some cosmetics, because of the way they're coded, it somehow interferes with the gameplay in some form or fashion. Like, it either makes you a bigger target or something like that. I want to say, like, even Fall Guys might have been had a problem with that at one point, but other than that, yeah, I think it's all for show, and you want to just show off and have some sort of customization for your character. Now, the big controversy that tied in with microtransactions the past couple of years, especially when it comes to loot boxes, is the idea of people making the argument of whether or not it's considered gambling.
It is. My opinion, it is.
Yeah. So,
I completely agree with that aspect. And what I mean, so everybody kind of understands where we're going with. If you don't play sports games, or you do play sports games, there are things like on FIFA called like My Team or something like that, where you play the game and you get cards that are players in the game that have a higher overall, but some players cannot be acquired unless you get them through what you're saying is loot box, but you're gambling on if that player is going to be in the pack. So, it's called like EA Sports Bucks or something like that. I'm not really sure. I haven't played FIFA in like over 6 months, but it is kind of like that, where you're basically getting like, you're spending $100 to get like your bucks, your in-game bucks, and then you're purchasing that to gamble, like you guys are saying, about opening up a pack that's going to have a card that you desperately want. And that way, it kind of gives you an advantage, because some of those players you can't get unless you open up the packs. And so that's what I'm referring to. So FIFA and 2K, which they do this thing called My Team, which is, it's not for cosmetics. It's more of, these are players that you can only get if you purchase packs, which Madden does a little bit better. They let you use coins instead of the bucks. The coins you just acquire throughout the game. Whereas bucks are like, you purchase those and you can use those to open up the packs, and only certain packs are used for the bucks. And so it's almost like a pay-to-play microtransaction kind of thing, where you're getting an advantage because you're getting better cards, so that way you can beat other people online. And I feel like it's kind of taking the fun away from the games. So kind of like what you were saying, Marcus, whereas if it's just all cosmetic, I don't see why it's not it doesn't bother me. But when it becomes an advantage in the gameplay and how the outcome of the game is like your outcome against it's like an opponent or something, that's where I kind of like draw the line a little bit, because I feel like it takes the fun away from me, knowing that like I did a free to play where I grinded out the characters, grinded out the team, only to face another opponent that has like a +6 overall, and his team is like a 99, where I grinded out and could only get like 92 players. So that's my thoughts. Rolf, what about your thoughts on microtransactions?
Oh, well, yeah, I think it breaks the game, especially if it's you're purchasing perks, weapons. Sometimes even the skins actually affect gameplay, because the skins probably helps out blending in with the level. There's certain games like, for example, Battle. What was it? Star Wars Battlefront 2.
yes.
That game broke. That game broke because of the microtransaction. There was a lot of controversy about that game when it came out. If you spend money, you get all these best weapons, best abilities. You can use the Jedis or the Sith faster, and it just broke the game. And the game was broken for, I think, roughly a year until people complained so much that they had to nerf it, fix it, remove some things, and make it equal because the balance was not there. And it happens with other games too. Like, example, I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. And when Metal Gear Solid 5 said they were going to have microtransactions, I freaked out as in upset. I'm like, why would you do that? All it is with their microtransaction is it gives you resources ahead of time. So instead of you gathering it on your own time, you just spend cash money to get digital currency. And the currency helps you build your base, which it kind of sounds cool, but it doesn't seem fair. But that game is not really, well, it is. It had some multiplayer elements. You have to go to other bases and steal their resources. So, like, at the same time, it's like gambling, you know, like you're spending all this money to get stronger and someone else can actually steal it, which kind of, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. And Resident Evil does it too. They have, like, coins that you can purchase to just unlock items in-game a lot quicker instead of you just grinding and playing the game as you should. Microtransactions to me feels, and this is my opinion, it just feels like a gimmick to get more money out of you. I understand DLCs. DLCs actually upset me because sometimes I feel like that DLC could have been a part of the game already if the game was short.
Correct.
But if it's a very long game, example, even though I haven't played it, Mass Effect, when a DLC comes out of Mass Effect, it makes sense because the game is already a massive game. It feels like you already have a lot and it's like a miniature kind of sequel to add a more life to the game.
Right.
So DLCs, I can kind of understand more. Microtransactions, I don't know how I feel about it. But, you know, it gets us. When it's free to play, it always gets you and be like, you know what? I didn't spend money on this game. So let me just put $10 or $20 to get this either weapon or the skin that I like. And then that's it. I'm not going to spend any more. But then later on, probably a year later, you're going to be like, you know what? I haven't spent money on this game for a while. Let me buy another $20 worth of stuff for 30.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what
And then-
happens. That's my opinion.
But your
It's
$20.
Yeah, go ahead, Daily.
I was gonna say, but your $20 has now helped out that $2.6 billion that other companies have acquired through microtransactions, kind of like what you're talking about. But I agree with you on the DLC. Like back when Elder Scrolls came out with DLC, there's no advantage in the game. It just gave you like an extension of the like story. So
Yeah.
I can agree with you on that. Like if it's for DLC to extend the story, 100% behind that. But the minute it gives you an advantage, that's kind of where I draw the line. So
Right.
Anthony, what's your take? What's your take on
Yeah,
microtransactions?
yeah. At least from my limited experience, I'm not as hardcore as you guys, but from what I've seen, it's just like I agree. It should be more of a supplementary feature to a game rather than something that gives you an advantage. And I think it's also like lazy game development. A lot of these games lately, it's like the whole thing is either grind or pay. Like that's the only way to have any kind of advancement in these games, and it's like it's bullshit. You know, like there's no advancement through other ways. Like what I really like about like the Zelda franchise is that you progress
Thank you.
and
Go on.
yeah, right. Raph is a huge Zelda fan, right? So, but you know, you have this natural progression of like acquiring items and acquiring skill sets that like happen within the flow of the story and of the game, and you don't really feel like you're grinding it out to get better. And it doesn't feel like a chore. But I think a lot of game developers, especially for the mobile platform, they're just kind of resorting to this very safe and boring approach of just, all right, just either, you know, do this shit for 9 hours straight to maybe get an RNG of like fucking, you know, 5% on this drop, or skip the bullshit and spend, you know, $100 and maybe get like a 50% chance on the RNG drop. So it's greed, you know, it's greed and it's fucking laziness. So I'm not for it, especially if it's not a supplementary type of transaction.
But you're okay with it if it's like a cosmetic thing,
Yeah,
like an outfit,
sure, why not?
or if it's like
Yeah,
a DLC, or if it's like a DLC kind of thing that extends the
Yes,
game.
because at that point you're not playing this like psychological game that like these games will play, which is like, oh, like the first 8 to 10 levels are super easy, so they suck you in, and then suddenly there's like a grind wall where the only way that you can get better is either put in the time or pay. And I don't like that kind of manipulation of the gamer where they're feeling like they don't have any other choice but to give them money, give the developer money in order to keep up with everybody else. So if it's just cosmetic, fine. That's your choice, you know, like there's no advantage there. But if you want to be able to express yourself with some particular skin or whatever, then sure, it helps the developer out and the gamer gets to, you know, kind of indulge in their vanity a little bit.
I think in the business world, excuse me, they call that FOMO, the fear of missing out. I'd be willing to bet that so many of these games that have battle passes, like Apex Legends, Call of Duty, all of these.
Now Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves, like they have that's one way that they get all their money is they show you what's on the battle pass before you even earn it. And so I've noticed a
transparent.
trend. Yeah. So they show you exactly what you're going to get, which is fine. But I think I've seen a lot of games do this. Destiny does this. Apex definitely does this. Dead by Daylight does this. You see what's on the pass, and you can decide, okay, I can earn every bit of this in the game by grinding. That's fine. Or this developer is giving me an option to buy levels ahead of time. Apex Legends, when you buy
That's what COD did.
Yeah. COD does the same thing. Apex, when a new season comes out, you either buy the battle pass and start at level 1, or you pay extra and you start at level 25 out of 100.
That's not cool. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
So COD. So
go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say
go ahead.
like Destiny. I can speak to this. They do it kind of a different way. They don't start you off in the beginning where you can buy it. They make you earn it, and I think it's when you hit the last, like, because there's 100 levels on that as well. I think that once you hit level like 85 or something, or 90, then they unlock the button for you to buy the last 10 tiers, and you buy them tier by tier. It's not even a package deal. So that's fine. Like, I think that's even better. However, what's kind of sneaky about it is what's tied in with the battle pass is also experience that goes towards a seasonal item that changes every season. But the seasonal item adds what's known as a power level to your overall ranking every so often. Like every so many levels, you get a +1 power ranking. So if you're at the power cap for that season, to give you an example here, this season it's level 1310. So if you're at 1310, like you naturally cannot earn any more gear that's higher than that for the rest of the season. However, your seasonal artifact is what can boost you over that 1310, which doesn't it helps you in more of like the non-multiplayer stuff. I think they scale it down when you're playing other players. They do it based off of your gear, and so you'll notice your power level drop down to whatever your actual gear average is. They don't take into effect your artifact level or whatever, which I think it's a good way for them to compensate so that you don't get an unfair advantage by just buying your way up to it. And you can't buy past 100 either. Like, you can't just keep buying after that. But yeah, you brought up an example, Anthony, of like the grind versus the pay. And Rolf, you brought up that Battlefront 2 is guilty of that. Battlefront 2 was the most egregious offender of it because somebody did the math of like how long it would take you to earn the in-game whatever to get all the characters, and it would literally take someone, I think it was like a year or two to earn enough currency for the entire character set that is available to you if you buy the loot boxes, which isn't even guaranteed drops. So it's like
gambling.
It's a mix of gambling and paywall. So, and I was really curious to hear your take on this, Anthony, because not only do you have the gamer aspect, you have a business mind as well to look at this kind of stuff too. And I wanted to hear, like, from a business perspective, what you thought. And I think you brought it up really well too. You had mentioned something about it being kind of greedy for some developers to do that.
Yeah, it's greedy, and it's interesting, right? The word gambling, because it's kind of ties back into the previous topic of like gaming addiction and all that. And with gambling and addiction in general, no matter what it is, if you're addicted to gambling or addicted to alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever, it's all tied into the same type of thing, the chase of endorphins, the chase of release of endorphins by, in this case, acquiring that coveted rare item that they kind of dangle in front of your fucking face, that the only way you can get it is through either paying or grinding. And so they know that there are gamers who are kind of in the throes of this this competitiveness / addiction to to improve, and they monetize that with more and more incentives. And then you mentioned that thing, Marcus, about the seasonal artifact. The other thing with business, with marketing, they like to play is with the law of scarcity. The perception of, oh, this item is only available for so long and it's running out. You should definitely urgently get it before it's no longer available. The FOMO, right? Start fucking with people that way and manipulating them. And yeah, it works. There's just so many little like tactics at play that are, just like I consider kind of immoral. You're using manipulative tactics to basically get people to shell you out more money than they already have for your game. Which, another thing in general, most games are coming out full price and they're not even fully developed. People are like launching.
Yep.
They're like being launched before they're. Yeah. I mean, we'll bleep that out, but yeah, so it's fucked up. It's like, oh, we're paying you for this game in full, and also it's not even finished, and also you have all these microtransactions on top of that.
Don't forget the season pass. Don't forget the season pass.
Yeah, and the season pass. Yeah.
No, I completely agree. I will say that the new Call of Duty Cold War, they actually did something really cool. I will give them a positive for this. Is if you pre-ordered, you got the Game Pass right off the bat. If you didn't pre-order, it was like $10 to get the full thing. And then what they did was, now this is like you can tell between old school and new school players. The old school players, you can grind out all 100 levels, right? And you can get Call of Duty points to set you up to automatically have the battle pass for next season free if you grind out level 100. Or you can be like a new school player and you can just purchase all 100 tiers for like $100 and have everything right off the bat.
I don't know how I feel about that. Again, you're spending money again.
Exactly. So, but for me, Marcus and Rolf and Anthony, the old school people are like, well, I'll just grind it out. So for me, as you guys know, I'm trying to get to level 100 on zombies by myself. So for me, the levels just went through. I completed season 1 like the first 2 months of the game. Like I was like already there because I played so much zombies that I was able to grind out the tiers of the battle pass, because zombies also is included into your battle pass. So for me, it wasn't that hard because I love playing zombies. So it just went through. But the players that play like Warzone or they play multiplayer, they want the skins, they want the X, because you get 2 times rewards as well. So they just wanted that right off the bat. So not only are you spending $70 on a new generation console, or if you did the pre-order, you spent $100. Now you're spending an extra $100 to skip all the way to level 100 of the first season. And that's where weird. I'm like, you literally, because you get 2 free weapons in every battle pass. So it's like, not only do you have the 2 most powerful guns in the game right off the bat, I'm still grinding for those. And so if I do play multiplayer, if I do play Warzone, I'm at a disadvantage. And that's where I draw the line, whereas like it shouldn't be that way.
No. I understand they're trying to make the games like extend their life, but this microtransaction thing, the microtransaction, I feel like it affects, at least to me, it affects the loyalty I have for the company or the game, because it feels like it's tainted. It feels like it's just it's all business, it's all money now. And now, in order for me to experience the game in full, I have to spend an additional amount of money that I already dropped $60 to pretty much help them out already, that I'm already supportive as it is. For me to have to drop another $100 because, hey, let's just, for the sake of argument, I'm a human being. I have responsibilities. I have to work. I have, I have a family. I have a daughter. I have errands to do. I have bills to pay. I don't get to sit down an excessive amount of hours to try to get to level 100. But at the same time, I'm not willing to spend the money I worked so hard for just to get a fictional digital level up of
And
experience.
and then now all of a sudden you're at a disadvantage just because, quote unquote, not saying that it's not downing or anything, but like you're at a disadvantage because of life.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, you have other things to take care of. It's not like you can just dedicate all your time on this game. And even if you reach, that's just what happens all the time. Even if you reach that level with determination and your time, and you know you manage to get to level 100, there's another pass that comes out, and all of a sudden you gotta do it again. You gotta do it again, and that's come on, like
You're just on a hamster wheel at that point.
yeah, you're in a hamster wheel. They get you. That's how they get you. That's why when I hear about free to play games, I'm like, there's a catch, and we spoke about it. That's what it is. You get the game, you're like, oh, this game is dope, I love it, and then you didn't spend money, but then there's things you can buy, and then you're like, you know what? I didn't spend money on this game, so I think it's fair enough to me to spend $20 to support the creators, which is fine because that's how I think too. I think the same way. You're like, you know what? They gave me this for free. It is fun. Let me at least drop this amount of money for them. And that's going to be inevitable. And it seems like a lot of those companies are turning to free to play. And when I see that, as much as I want to support them, I feel hesitant because I feel like there's a catch. They're trying to get you like pretty much like a hamster in a wheel. Like you're just spinning around to get you. And it's a form of addiction. Because look at these people with Fortnite. These people with Valorant, these people with, and again, I'm not talking ill. You know, we have passions. People have the preference of gaming, but it gets to the point that it could be a little dangerous. That's what happens with people in playing what's that game, Dota. You know, they get very competitive. Yeah. Some people over there in Korea and you know what I mean, they get so addicted to that stuff that they commit suicide, unfortunately. Because they're trapped and they don't have the control that certain people have, the willpower to stop, and it gets to the point that it's unhealthy. It gets unhealthy, and that's when it comes with the hardcore gaming. You know, there's an extent. You know, when you have a problem, and you know we're friends, we'll tell each other, "Hey, dude, you gotta slow it down." That's what happens. I feel like it's a gateway. So if they do it smart, it's doable. Like I guess Fortnite is the best example. Fortnite is all about skins, mostly. Yeah. So in a way, they're doing it right because even though I don't play Fortnite, they come out with new levels, new maps, new renditions of it. They give events and everything that people can actually. Yes, exactly. People can experience it together. They have concerts. Come on now, that's actually pretty cool. Even though I don't play Fortnite, it's pretty cool. It's unheard of, and the skins is an option. They're not forcing it down your throat, but guess what? We're fans. So if we see the Terminator skin that came out, we love Terminator. I grew up with Terminator. I'd be like, hell yeah, I want to be a Terminator. I want to be Sarah Connor. And they're like, oh, snaps. They came out with Marvel. They came out with DC. And recently they announced Street Fighter, Ryu and Chun-Li. And when you're a fan, you're like, okay, I want to be Chun-Li. I want to be Ryu. That's understandable because it's a choice. At that point, they're giving you a choice. Hey, we're presenting it to you, but we're not telling you have to buy it. And it's not improving the game. It's just, it makes you feel unique. It pretty much just expresses what you like. That's all. That's what I wanted to say. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm hearing a common theme in conversations that we have, both in this episode and then one we had before. I don't remember exactly which one. I think it was during one of our Left 4 Dead episodes. We keep seeming to toe the line to the subject of gaming addiction. So I feel like that's lending itself for us to be able to maybe down the line we all kind of sit and do some research ourselves and have an episode where we have a serious topic about the idea of gaming addiction.
Absolutely.
And you know, have some facts and research numbers on hand and maybe come up with some ways to kind of catch that. And, you know, offer not some medical advice, but offer some tips that we found online and in healthy articles as well, and how to combat that and how to catch yourself if you're getting into one of those, or if you know somebody that's getting into one of those situations as well. So,
yeah, I agree.
So let us know in the comments section. Do you think microtransactions is a positive or a negative in gaming community? Let us know.
Yeah, and feel free to tell us why, and we're welcome to hear any sort of criticism or critique, or even some positive thoughts on what you think it might be as well. So, Mr. Anthony, do you have any like final thoughts on this?
No, I think this was a really fun discussion, guys. I want to say thank you for having me on. This was fun. I could talk about this for another hour. I definitely want to, I mean, if possible, jump in on the gaming addiction stuff too, because it's really fascinating theme to me. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being a part of this episode, Anthony, my best friend. Yeah, thanks.
No, I met him first. He's mine.
Guys, there's enough for everyone.
I'm just here.
Also check it out soon. Coming to a TV near you. Anthony is a guest star in a TV show that we're not going to discuss yet, but very excited. He just got a role. It'll be out in the coming season. So look at our Twitter, look at our Instagram. We'll definitely shout him out when it becomes available for everybody to watch on that network platform. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out, Anthony.
No, he's Batman.
Find out.
He's the next Batman.
Yo soy el Batman, el hombre murciélago.
and also make sure you check out their podcast as well. Anthony has a podcast that he runs as well as the Real You Film.
Oh yes. Can I make a quick plug for that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, we run a podcast called Misfit Pandemia. It's an artist-centric podcast where Mackenzie Barman and I, we interview people from the film and TV industry. We talk to producers, casting directors, screenwriters, a whole bunch of people. So if you guys are into that kind of shit, check it out. It's called Misfit Pandemia. Thanks, guys.
What's your platforms?
We are on all of them, basically. We are on iTunes. We are on Stitcher. You can just go directly to Buzzsprout and just check us out.
Nice.
Cool. Awesome, man.
Well, Raphael, will you please take us home, sir?
Well, thank you everyone for listening. I appreciate your time. So stay safe, be safe, protect yourself. All right, wear a mask.
Wear your mask.
Yes.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask. Double up now. They're saying double up or triple up. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, I know. A year from now, it'll be triple up.
Yeah. Where I'm at, I have to. All right, gentlemen, ladies, and humans.
That's right.
We love you, miss you. I'm Raphael.
I'm Marcus.
And I'm Daily.
And I'm Anthony. Bye.